Okay, so let's say in addition to gorillas and bats, we have birds. So I'm going to make a new file called bird.java. And let's say a bird, I don't know. Let's say Boolean wings. Do all birds have wings? I think they do. Wings equals true. Okay, so we have birds. What's a type of a bird?
Pelican.
Pelican. Nice. How do you spell pelican? P-E-L.
Yeah.
ICAN.
I-C-A-N. Pelican.java. Thank you. Can pelicans fly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So pelicans can fly. Bats can fly. We want the bat to be able to fly, right? So can we just say, let's go back to bird and give bird a public void fly method. Okay, so now as long as a pelican inherits from the bird, pelicans can now fly. Right? That makes sense to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make a...
Does it also inherit the mammal of the bird? Oh no, sorry.
No,
I
because
think it's the bat.
right. So birds aren't mammals, right? Birds are. I don't know what the...
Dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, they evolved from dinosaurs, but like a bird is a... there's... I don't know the technical term for a bird, right? So a pelican is a bird. Let's do penguin.java. Is a penguin a bird? Okay. So we have a problem though. If I go to my test and I make no, penguin.
You know, I just read now on Google that birds actually are not mammals, but it's okay.
Birds aren't mammals, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm not extending... the bird class doesn't inherit from the mammal class.
Oh, so we are taking them away
Yeah.
from the mammal.
Yeah. So there's mammals and there are birds. So I have two super classes, bird and mammal.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Does that make
Okay,
sense?
got
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, birds are a different class. So we're not
Yes.
gonna... yeah. So we have two different birds, a pelican and a penguin, and we have two different mammals, a gorilla and a bat. Okay. Birds, I'm giving the bird superclass the ability to fly. So, and I'm doing this on purpose. I'm trying to cause a problem. So if I make a penguin that extends bird, and I go into my test and I make a penguin and I say penguin.fly, the penguin's flying. I'm pretty sure penguins can't fly, right? Yeah. The pelican can fly. That's cool, right? I don't know if I called it P. I have two birds named P. All right. So penguin, pelican, PL, I guess, equals new pelican. So p.fly is a problem, pl.fly is okay. Now, I want to give my bat the ability to fly. But I don't want to repeat myself. I want to keep my code dry. So the whole point of doing inheritance is to keep our code dry, right? So can I just extend mammal, comma, bird, even though a bat's not a bird?
Looks like no.
Looks like no, right? I got all kinds of red.
Doesn't like it.
Yeah. So the solution here is we want a mammal. The bat is, as far as I know, bat's the only mammal that can fly, right? So we want this mammal to be able to fly. We want most of our birds to be able to fly, but we don't want the penguin to be able to fly. But it's a bird, right? We want it to extend the bird class. So the solution to this problem is, what should I call it? So I want to create a flyable, that's probably spelled flyable wrong, if that's even a word. I want to make this an interface. Okay. So now what an interface is basically a contract. We're saying that whatever, and it's different, it's not extending, it's implementing. So a class can extend a parent class, but it implements an interface. So if we have a class that implements this interface, it agrees to instantiate or create an instance of whatever methods I put inside this interface. So if I make a public void fly, that's all I need. Basically, what I have here is a contract. So if any subclass implements the flyable interface, it has to make a fly method. Okay, so this is Java's workaround for not having multiple inheritance. So if I have a bat, where'd my bat go? It extends mammal, but it's not a bird, right? It's a bat. So the way we incorporate the ability to fly selectively, right? We want a pelican to fly, we want a bat to fly. A penguin's a bird, but we don't want it to fly. So anything we want to be able to fly, we're going to implement flyable. Okay. The benefit of this is now I have an error, right? And it tells me what's wrong. It says the type bat must implement the inherited abstract method. Basically, that's saying that you signed this contract. You're agreeing by implementing this interface that you're going to create whatever methods are in that interface. So all I need to do now is click on the quick fix, add unimplemented methods, and we don't worry about this stuff. But basically, a bat can fly, so I need to override this method. I'm a bat and I can fly and I am kind of a jerk. Right? Because he eats cities and stuff. Okay. So whatever it does, however it implements it, it doesn't matter, but it has to implement this fly method. So the same thing we can do with a penguin. A penguin is a bird. It's okay to extend a bird and take all the things that a bird has, but we're not going to implement fly. But a pelican can extend bird and it can also implement flyable. Okay. I don't know why it didn't give me the error here.
Because you had the fly and the bird, right?
I do. That's right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
And how many implements can we do? Is it like as many?
You can implement as many as you want. You can implement multiple interfaces. You can only extend one class, but you can implement as many interfaces as you want.
Wait, what did you just delete? I didn't see it.
I'm sorry. So the reason I wasn't getting the error is because I had a fly method in my bird superclass, so it wasn't giving me the error when I tried to implement it in Pelican. So I took out my fly class. I meant to do that.
So
Right.
should you add it in Pelican, the implementation, since
Yep.
it's already inheriting the fly?
So the bird shouldn't have the fly method. That was my whole point. I should have deleted that earlier, and I forgot it was there.
Okay, I see.
So
You're
I
just showing
don't
us.
want, because not every bird can fly.
Right.
So I don't want to put my fly method in the bird, because then when the penguin inherits from bird, it's able to fly,
Right. Makes sense.
which doesn't make sense, right? So the pelican, now I'm getting the error because I'm not implementing the contract that I signed. I said, I'm going to implement flyable. Doggone it, I'm going to have a fly method. So now if I do the quick fix, it'll add the unimplemented methods. And again, this stuff we don't need.
So that add override is something you can write it yourself, right? It's
So
not like
yes, good question. So this is an annotation, the override annotation. So this is basically a safeguard for if I make a mistake, like if I misspell or misname the method, if I call it flies, right? It's going to throw this error because I have to override the method that's in my interface. It has to be exactly this signature. So if I forget and change the name to flies or flying or anything like that, it's going to underline it and say, hey, you're not overriding this method. See, the method type flies must override or implement a super type. So it's saying that I've got to make sure that this is fly.
right.
That goes away. Pelicans are the pink birds, right?
White. Some are pink, but white.
I thought that was the flamingo.
Yeah, the pink,
flamingo.
the
What
pinko.
the hell's a
Yeah,
pelican?
flamingo is the
Oh,
pink one.
The pelicans, and now I know what a pelican is. Okay, so
The ones from Finding Nemo with the big mouth.
yeah, with the big thing. Okay, so I don't know. I'm a pelican. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so that's interfaces and classes. Any questions? So now, since I'm trying to let my penguin fly, it's giving me the error, which makes sense because the penguins can't fly. Okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
So when you put in on line 8 gorilla G equals new gorilla, we can still also create another gorilla, right? Like gorilla A equals new gorilla.
Yeah, you can make
Yeah.
so we can make as many gorillas as we want. What's a gorilla's name? Is there a famous gorilla?
Harambe. or
King
something.
Kong, King Kong.
Oh yeah, King Kong. Yeah, so now King Kong can throw something, eat bananas, whatever. Energy level, why is it popping up? Oh, because I gave the mammal a constructor. Yeah, so I need to pass in the energy level here. And now King Kong can eat bananas. Yep. So this, and since you asked about this is what is known as dependency injection. And we're going to talk more about this when we get to spring. So basically, dependency injection means that we have this class, the G instance of this gorilla class has all of the properties that belong to a gorilla. And I don't know where my gorilla went. Here it is. So it can throw something, it can eat bananas. So by instantiating a class within another class, we're making the instance of the gorilla class. So all of the dependencies that come along with the gorilla are inserted into this test file so we can utilize them. So we have to do the dependency injection first before we can access any of the properties or methods. Excuse me. All right. Any other questions about this assignment? Anybody have any get stuck anywhere?
So you said about the interface, the core soft, care soft.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're supposed to do
Yes.
in placement and how you call it? In placement.